Hi everyone.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
To another week.
Yes, what have you been up to?
Not much really. Like I say, I feel like I'm really late putting all the decorations up, and I always wait till after my birthday, and then I'm going to England and stuff. So
I don't think you're late.
I'm like, I'll do it, first week of December, 1st December, that kind of week or whatever. And but everyone seems to be on it this year, like with the trees up.
I feel everyone is a lot earlier because I know so I've got my box out.
Yeah, so you're nearly there.
Yeah, but it won't go up. It's the 1st of December. And I understand maybe getting it ready maybe the day before for the 1st, because obviously that's when the kids open the calendars.
True.
And that sort of thing.
We've got calendars for the
but
boys.
I tend to do it like the first week of December, hoping that if the 1st's on a weekend, then great, because then we can just get it done on the weekend. Otherwise, the days seem to go on, and with different clubs, you're there at 11 o'clock at night still trying to
do the tree.
decorate a tree. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think. Yeah, I think people are getting earlier. But
yeah, and I keep wanting to get a few like extra bits. Like when I've been out and I've seen like things in the shops, I'm like, or like a few things in my cart.
But going away, you're gonna decorate.
I'll probably wait till I get back.
I'll take it back.
Till I get back.
Oh, till you get back. Sorry,
yeah.
Said then.
No, I'll wait till I get back. It's too much of a rush. Like I want to sort the house and make it like livable, make sure the boys have got clothes and do the washing and get on top of like house stuff for being away for 3 days.
Alone without.
Yeah, so that Liam doesn't have to worry about all of that stuff and just have kind of everything ready for him. And then, I'll just do it when I get back. Like I say, I'm not religious about it being on the 1st.
No, I'm not about being on the 1st. It's just like the first week.
Yeah.
So it doesn't drag on to another second week.
Oh, crap, it's the middle of December.
Yeah. But because obviously everyone's getting earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
But that is the earliest I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it forward to that's the earliest.
I did watch my first Christmas film today.
Oh, did you? I haven't. What had I watched? I've physically watched. There's always a Christmas film on anyone mentions Christmas, that's it. Elf goes on. So Elf's on a flick. Loop, whatever you want to call it.
So Liam's drills into Kaysen that if you listen to Christmas songs not in December or movies, it's bad luck. So like if we're in the car and Casey's got 1 or 2 in his album, so if we're thinking, he's like, quick, turn over, it's bad luck. Like he's like, Liam only started saying it as a bit of a joke so that we're not playing them in September. Yeah. But it's funny how like Casey's like, it's bad luck, turn off. Yeah. And then I put one on today and he went, it's not December, it's bad luck. And I said, Kaysen, it's in the 20s of November.
Close.
We're close enough.
Warm. We're definitely
warm enough. We're good. We can watch a Christmas film.
Oh, bless
you. And I watched on TikTok someone showing their kid The Grinch, and the kid was like mesmerised. So I like expected to have this nice moment with Hayden, and I put on The Grinch, but I put on the cartoon one because I thought the real one is a little bit, and he's quite aggressive. So I was like, and the first bit, or one of the first bits you see him is like the teenagers who creep up to the house and then scare him. So I was like, I'll put on the cartoon one.
Yeah.
Well, he was like,
oh, bless him.
He's never been scared of anything. Like I've put Halloween stuff on, masks in shops.
How weird.
Like he is a brute. I've not found anything that scared him.
On the cartoon.
And like jump out at him, like raw, like he's just not scared of anything. Like even like I ordered a hand for Halloween, and Casey was a bit like, and the year before the spider that goes on the wall, and he just he laughing. So I did not expect
cartoon Grinch.
No. So I think I tried it 3 times throughout the day, and I think on the 4th attempt he crawled up next to me and he was like. And then he kind of got into it a little bit. But yeah, he was like, turn off. And he's done it a few times today because it's Sunday. We've been putting the films on.
Some of the things he didn't like.
And even Monsters, Inc. I'm like, you've got a figure of Sully that's in your mouth now.
But you don't like
and
it.
And he was like still a bit funny. So he's like hit an age where he's getting very aware of stuff.
Well, yeah, for us it's, Elf goes on.
But me and Kaysen did a list of all our movies to watch. So Elf is...
Home Alone,
Elf, and The Grinch is like the top.
The Christmas Chronicles is one of Alexa's.
That is my new favourite, I must admit. The 1 and 2. Me and Kaysen love that one.
Love Actually.
That's not on my list. I've seen it a couple of times, but it is very much a Christmas movie, actually.
Yeah.
But I guess because I'm thinking of kids.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But that is, like, say, you can watch that as a kid.
There's so many up my ass. Literally, it was so funny. The day after, I think I said this before on the last pod anyway, the day after Halloween, that was it. Lexi was there, hot chocolate, asking me to print out pictures to colour, Christmas things to colour in.
Do you want to share with the listeners what she did to prepare you for our Christmas list?
Oh. Okay, yeah.
This is so like type A child. I love this.
So we haven't actually wrote our letters yet to Father Christmas because we are still
in November.
We'll be thinking about it soon because obviously the elves need time and da-da-da-da.
Yeah, Kaysen, literally the other day we started.
Yeah, but we haven't actually physically wrote the letters or anything.
You just spoke about it.
We just spoke about, obviously, different bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Well, she got the whole family, all of us, to the living room. And she had made like a presentation?
A PowerPoint presentation. I can't believe she even knows how to use a PowerPoint presentation.
It was like slideshow. Like a slideshow.
Yeah, PowerPoint presentation.
So she started off with Lexi's Christmas list. And then it went on to the next slideshow of all the different things that she wants.
Which most of are from America.
It's very American-y, yeah, very American.
Just to make it easy for Santa.
Yeah, well, she did say that's why she asked Santa, because they are from America. So if anything, he should be able to, get organise something with the elves or whatever. But it was, again, we only, on the letter, we're not greedy. We just asked for 3 things. But this wasn't on a letter. This was on a PowerPoint presentation on the television, showing us all exactly what she wanted, where it was available.
Love the specificity.
It was very. I'm just glad there was only 3 things because we would have been there all night, wouldn't we? But it was very clever, very, very clever. I think we underestimate sometimes that these kids are on the techs yet. What they can do. And I remember our parents, I remember our parents saying it about us.
Yeah.
When we had the old school computers with the towers, when they all came out, like, they didn't have a clue sort of thing, and it is a bit like that. Like, wow, I say when she does it with her TikToks, to be fair, when she cuts it and then, that whatever she does.
I don't know how to use TikTok.
Neither do I, but she did it for us, didn't she?
She did.
Because when we were doing the stuff, we were like, what are we doing? This is
when
weird.
we went camping, we did a few TikToks.
And then she put it together and it was amazing.
I know, I love that.
Yeah.
We'll insert a little TikTok video there.
It was.
I remember when we broke up, the first time saying this is it, I had enough. Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space. What? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, remember how that lasted for a day? I say I hate you, we break up, you call me, I love you.
It was very good. So yeah, that's about it really with the week. Got the box out and it's going to wait there until the 1st.
Yeah, no, I agree. We're not quite there. We've watched a couple of movies. So we had Elf on, a bit of The Grinch. So yeah, that'll do for a week, and then we'll get into the decorations.
Mine are desperate, but
and I'm actually excited because I'm pretty sure it was last year we got a new tree.
Nice, it was.
Which had. Was it the year before?
Might have been. I don't know, but I remember the tree.
Yeah, with the lights built in, which I'm happy about. But I can't actually remember. I keep seeing like decorations, but I can't remember my colour theme anymore. I don't know if I changed it. It's like that long, and I changed maybe a year, 2 years ago. I can't remember. Don't know what colour I am, so I have to wait for a theme. But I've incorporated a bit more red because I've spent. Me and Lynn were together 20 years next year. I've spent probably 18 years of my life avoiding red. Because Derby County football team black and white.
Right.
Nottingham Forest is red.
Right, I see.
So there is not a picture of me in all that time, pretty much guarantee, wearing any kind of red clothing or item.
That does give him the ick.
That gives him the ick, yeah. It's not an Eminem video, rapping, but it's red. Yeah. So he hates red, always has done. To the point even Kaysen from like a child is like, red.
So funny.
So yeah, pure football, like very
related.
Yeah, very whatever, childish, but it's fine. So yeah, just got on with it. And then my colour theme's always been non-red. Yeah. And I got to last year and I was like, I just like red Christmas stuff.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that.
So
Christmas is reds and greens.
Yeah. And I love the checkered red and green. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure last year I got more red things. And this year I'm going to get definitely some checkered red stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Liam just had to suck it up for a couple of weeks.
He will. Don't look at it.
Close your eyes. Go sit in the living room.
Just don't come home. I'm joking.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I need
Actually,
to
don't
get
come home. You need to cook and shop and look after the kids.
Yeah, we can't live without you. So I need to get my stuff out to see what I've got, because I did get a couple of extra things, and like you say, build on it this year and get a couple more things.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no. One thing that came up this week that I wanted to chat about, which I thought would be a good topic to debate, is like, when do you know it's time to walk away and it's not time to try and fix something? So like, someone asked me the other day, like, when you're not happy at work, like, how much do you do to try and fix things or try and improve your situation, or when do you just like cut your losses and leave? And that could be relationships, friendships, work.
Well, going on work, because I suppose
We've both done that.
I've experienced that, I suppose. Friendships and relationships, in probably a way, I have too. But just go on the work one first of all, because in a way they're probably all very different because of, you know, that how. So then again, work could mean the world to you. As a partner or a family member or as best friend could. You know what I mean?
You put a lot into it, don't you?
Yeah. So a bit, that was probably how it was, I suppose. Like, I did put everything into my job, and
it feels like a breakup sometimes when you've worked in a place for so long as well.
Yeah, and I think if you've realised what the problem is, usually that's the first thing, is admitting, isn't it, that you're not happy.
Yeah.
Because some people try and avoid that.
Yeah, or it's an excuse. Oh, because of this, that's why, and it'll be better, and it's not normally like that.
Yeah, so being real in, you know, what it is, what's the pinpoint, and then trying to depending on what it is. Because, so for example, in my experience, I just felt very underappreciated. And
for a long time.
So did the team. And me, more or less in charge of that team, but obviously someone being higher than me still, it was very difficult because I was listening to my team, but higher than me wasn't listening. So we was all being, and, you know, it was like a knock-on effect. So then I didn't want to.
You obviously try for a while.
Yeah. So that was it. So I did make the point clear.
Yeah.
And we wasn't being listened to.
Yeah.
So then it was making the decision, right? This started affecting, you know, you when it affects home, you know, you're going home and it was affecting your home.
You can't leave it at the door of work.
Yeah. For whatever reason it was. Do you know what I mean? Just whether it was just playing on your mind, whether it was because
being tired, being mentally drained, all those kind of things.
Exactly. And having a shit day because you're unappreciated, sort of thing, you know? You think it's not even worth it then.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't mean by financially or anything, just sometimes someone saying to you, you're doing a really good job, well done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't take much sometimes to give someone that feeling.
And it's not that we needed it to be able to do it, but when there's nothing there, it literally makes you think, I know you're paying me.
Yeah.
Not that we was actually being paid at the time, but I know you're supposed to be paying me. But that's not all be all and end all. I would work a lot better for you and your company if you made me feel like I was, do you know what I mean? I was appreciated.
Well, I think there's
a
list of like top 5 things in order to keep really good employees.
Yeah.
And only one of them is obviously money.
Yeah.
But it is that, like, giving them challenges, making them feel fulfilled, appreciating them, making them involved in some of the decision making. Like, there's a lot that goes on, and nearly every single one of them,
and like you say,
it's stuff that you can do, and a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And you think it's all down to money.
Which is very similar
in
anyway, haven't it? Like, so then I got to the point of, okay, that I just feel like it's affecting so much that, like, but then what do I do?
Yeah.
I thought that was the be all and what else am I going to do? Because I've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, you've put so much time and effort into all of the things that you've done.
And do you feel like, because I think that happens in relationships, especially, like,
you've got this.
I've done so long, like, it feels like a waste to throw it all away, to walk away from it. So I'm just going to stay and keep fighting.
Yeah. And then there's still no change.
Yeah.
So then that's when you've got to give yourself a limit, like a limit of right.
Boundary.
If by this time, for example, this hasn't changed or then I am going to take this action.
Yeah. And like you say, make it very clear to employer, person that, you know, whatever person is involved in that feeling, make it very clear, not just how you feel, but what would help. Like, I think you should try and come with some of the solution.
For, again, as it spits, that's very frustrating when that person doesn't take it seriously. So it feels like you're not being listened to.
Yeah.
You know? So as much as you could be telling this person, like, we're not happy here. we feel very underappreciated, not necessarily overworked, but just, you know, that one, you know, we all put a lot into this. We do a lot more than probably a lot of other people, all of us.
And probably
not
a bit
just-
more than what's on my job description.
Yeah, and that's fine because that's who we are and that's who I would want me in a company. But
Yeah.
now it's getting to a point where I feel like my work's being affected because of this,
Yeah.
you know, and all you'd have to do, I'm not asking for you to pay me more or less or hours or whatever. It's just like you say, a little bit of more notice of that,
Yeah.
you know. We had to push for a lot of things anyway, whether it was like a Christmas dinner. Again, it wasn't about you paying for us all. We'll pay for ourselves, not that we should
But
have
like,
to.
just less
It's about bringing people together,
Yeah.
and, you know, and
creating a nice work environment.
yeah, and we lost that, and I know it was due to a lot of things, but it was being unheard and not taking it seriously.
Well, that kind of then leads to everything else, and then it snowballs
Yeah.
because then everyone's in a bad
Yeah.
attitude and, you know, don't care about their work, or what's the point in doing that extra thing or doing my job very
Yeah.
good for that person who doesn't care. So then it affects everything, and then you end up in just a complete shit space.
Which I haven't experienced, but then I think that would have the same. It's like the same effect, not effect or whatever, with a relationship.
Yeah.
Whether it was,
But I think a lot of people get to
like
a point where they're
a
arguing because
partner
they don't feel appreciated.
or a friend, exactly that.
Friends
So
too.
That's what I'm trying to say. So even as much as I haven't had that experience, if you've had a partner or a friend and you've in a situation where you think that relationship isn't as good as it was or
Yeah.
whatever, and
Yeah.
you're pointing out to them that
I'm
look,
not happy.
this isn't right, like we used to be better than this, or
Yeah.
we used to make more effort with each other, or
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever it is, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they could say they're listening, but then
Yeah.
after there's no action, so there's no change.
Yeah.
Or in that moment they could, you know, like laugh you off,
Yeah.
you know,
Like you're in your own head,
I'm
you're,
only
you're
thinking because of my
overthinking it.
work, you know, that kind
Yeah.
of, like laughing you off, and you're like, okay,
Making you, well, it's gaslighting. It's making you think
Yeah.
that,
And
that
it
you're
takes
the
a
problem
lot
or you're not.
to say that.
Yeah.
Because one, you don't know the reaction is going to be and how,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, it could lead to a massive argument,
Yeah.
a big fallout.
But you think because of the relationship you've got with your work, with your friend, with your partner, whatever it is, wherever it is, that you can speak, because
Yeah.
you should. Anyone is open to speak. And that is what it's about, communicating and speaking and being open about how we're feeling and what we're
Yeah.
doing. And that is the best, that is how everything functions properly, is
Yeah.
communication, be honest, da, 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 da.
But it's not always easy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
when you've got that bravery to actually come out and say how you're feeling, and then you get a reaction like that back, whether it's, you know, like a shut you down reaction,
Yeah.
not taking it serious reaction,
Yeah.
saying yeah, but then you're like, oh my god, okay, actually that was actually okay. They listened,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And then
everything's gonna be
nothing changes.
and nothing changes. That's when I'm
Yeah.
to go, right, now I need to think about what really I want.
Yeah.
Whether that's from work, whether that's from a relationship, or that's bullshit, that's from a friend.
Yeah.
Why do we go to work? Yeah, we go to work to earn money. But this is the thing that we should be doing every day. We need to be happy.
Yeah.
The same as a partner, the same as a friend.
Yeah.
And if they're not giving them qualities or them things that you should get from
Yeah.
whatever those things are,
Yeah.
and you've tried and you've made it clear, that's when I would probably say, right, enough's enough now. What's going to make me happy? Because when you're happy, your life ends up being just around you happy.
Yeah.
And it took me a lot to come away from the job and make that decision of, right, that's it now.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was scary in terms of,
You don't know what's
I'd done
next,
it for
do
so
you?
long. It was all I knew.
Yeah.
And that felt more scary than being underappreciated and feeling like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
than making that jump. And then I was in a bit of the middle, like, oh, have I made the right decision then?
Well, that's it. That's what I was going to say. A lot of times the fear
Yeah.
of the unknown, or the fear of leaving something for I don't know what's next, could be worse. Like if I leave this partner for somebody else, it might be worse. And actually what I've got isn't that bad. And then you convince yourself.
Yeah.
Or you make less with work, because although I do know people that have left a job and gone back to a job, so I suppose it could be work. Like making that scary decision of enough's enough. Like I respect myself. I've tried. We've given time. We've spoke about it. Nothing's changing. Whatever it is, to then actually leave, which is a huge step. Like you say, having the clear communication and talking about it is one
Yeah.
huge step.
They're very big steps to do. And
Yeah.
then even after all them, like you're saying,
Yeah.
and then nothing's happening,
Yeah.
you've got to set your limit.
That's it. I think that's what people struggle with is like,
and sticking to it.
when's enough? Because we spoke about it. I've given chance for change, or we've been clear about what it's going to take for things to get better, and things don't change.
Yeah.
Then you have to then make that next scary decision of actually walking away.
And
But
sticking to it, because then, like I say, you could walk away from like.
I think it
whatever
happens
is, and
with
then be like,
friendships and relationships is like, especially with probably more, I think we're a little bit more, well, maybe it's just, you know, people that I know in situations, but more brutal with friendships. I think sometimes with the expectation is like, you've wronged me, you're not my friend,
Yeah.
like we're done.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's a partner, there's just something about, no, I mean, it can be as little, I mean, things aren't always little bit. It could be just a breakup. It could be like someone's cheated on someone. So it doesn't really matter what it is. It could be really serious or more trivial, but whatever's caused you to break up, it doesn't really seem to be matter what, but people do come back together again and again and again. And like I say, I haven't actually ever been in that position.
Changing.
But nothing changes.
So
But then they
setting
break
that
up and they
limit.
get back together. They break up, they get back together.
Yeah.
So I've not been in that, so I can't really speak for that feeling of what pulls you back. But it's obviously something. But what is the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing again and again and expect a different result. So yeah, I think it's very hard to break that tie, more so with a relationship.
It's hard for us. It is hard for us to comment on that. In terms
Well, we've
of a
seen it. We've been
relationship.
around a lot of people.
Just as we were talking about the end, knowing when's enough's enough.
Yeah.
As I was talking about, I was, well, actually, a lot of it probably resonates with a situation of a partner and a situation of a friendship too.
Yeah.
Because I think you've just got to set that limit for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because, okay, taking out, even in a work, you're a team. In your partner, you're a team. And as a friendship, you're still a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no matter what they bring, it's that. And I feel because there's so many different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going on
but
my
I think generally the overall summary
summary
of when you get to that point is like
not being happy. That's probably the biggest
I think
thing.
not being
Not
happy.
being happy.
I think people suffer with not being happy for a while though.
Yeah.
I think that's the first kind of sign I'm not happy. But I think normally when you're pushed to the point of feeling disrespected, I think that generally then pushes people to a point.
And
I
not
think
taken seriously. They all literally could
I think
knock
some
on
people are
each
quite
other,
good
couldn't they?
with, you know, this isn't for me, I'm out.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people wait to the point where they're backed into a corner to the point of I've got no other choice now.
Yeah.
I've been completely disrespected or I'm now not in love with this person anymore. I'm now not enjoying or want to be in this job anymore or this friendship. And then they go. So it's
or do
it's
they?
a
That's
journey.
the point. That's where you've got to set your limit or set your thing of right.
Yeah.
And stick to it.
But I agree. But what's my limit? Like, how do I decide like what that limit is?
I think we all know our limit ourselves.
Yeah.
I couldn't set your limit, and you couldn't set my limit.
It's definitely individual and personalised.
You couldn't say whatever. I just think in yourself, you know that limit. Do you know what I mean, you could do it and go by right. I've told my work that I'm not happy and I'm frustrated, and if I'm going to give them,
it could just be a time limit.
I could give them 8 weeks. I don't know. Let's just say a time limit if that's what if that makes it easier. So you write in. Okay, maybe people don't have a right calendar like I still do, but like a right diary and or however people do stuff and go right by that date. Have things changed? Do you know what I mean?
Or some people give their partners ultimatums like if you don't propose like by this date, we're done, kind of thing.
Yeah. But I feel I feel it's more of a feeling. Yeah. A feeling of you know when enough's enough.
Yeah.
You know, like you're saying, when do you know? I think sometimes you just there's all these things that happen in between.
But then I've spoke to a lot of people in similar positions for like say whether it's
and they
work,
know and they still don't.
They know, but then it's still like, but what do I do now? Yeah. And it's like, well, you kind of know, like you say, what you need to do, but you just don't want to do it. Yeah. Which is fair because, like I say, the fear of the unknown is very scary. And I think from conversations I've had recently as well, it's the comfort as well. Like say you break up with someone, you've been broken up for a little bit, you go no contact, and then like, there's a message here, or like you bump into them or something, and it's like that pull of, do I miss the relationship?
Or the feeling when it was
Or
good.
do I miss being in a partnership and having a partner?
Yeah. Or the feeling of when it was good, because actually,
or
but that was only that
have
much.
I forgot all of the good stuff because now all I can
That's
seem
what we
to
do
remember
as
is
humans.
the good
It's
stuff.
such a weird thing of how we do that thing.
So I definitely get how people can be pulled back in, but
you've got to know.
But when do you? Because we are in a culture of throw things away.
Yeah.
Definitely, like even with things that break, like rather than try and fix things, we throw things away. And like relationships, like divorce is super high now compared to when it was before. So when do we stay and we push through the hard times to fix it? This is more of a relationship thing, or a friendship thing. And when do we know that it's not worth fixing anymore? Or do you think it's just still that feeling?
It's a hard one, isn't it?
Because I think when people go through hard times, the thing is, oh, well, we're just not supposed to be together anymore. When actually, I think sometimes you go through, we spoke about going through phases, like having young kids is a phase, like honeymoon period is a phase.
Yeah.
Like you go through phases with someone and sometimes it is shit and it's not good. But I don't know, some people at that point are just willing to throw it away.
I would probably say then to that is, if that's the case, you know, because that's usually, like you say, them if it's in a relationship. Again, it's hard to say, but you know, like, because with the work one, it's like an experience. This is more of an opinion.
Yeah,
that's probably it's an opinion. Okay, everyone, it's an opinion.
Don't shoot me.
Yeah, I know. Is that say that of that noticing? Are we both putting that effort in?
Yeah,
because like you say, it's hard when you've got children, and you know
and some people experience cheating, but then they work through it.
Well, that's.
I mean, I couldn't, but some people do.
If you're watching Lim,
don't get any ideas. Some people work through it. And hats off to them.
Well,
but
I don't know, but it's just. I think that if it got to, for me, it'd be a thing of, right, whatever the situation, like you say, it's when you're having children and that's another stage, or you're going for a busy work period, or financial period, or busy period of life, because that can make us a bit pressured as well, or whatever it is. Whatever that is, if I could just feel like we were just both putting that bit of effort in just to...
enough to get us through.
Yeah, rather than just myself, for example. It's very similar to work.
And I think you're right. We've spoke about phases, so sometimes you just have to have the grace with each other. Like, it's a phase. We're not seeing, we're not on the same page.
50-50. Sometimes you've got to give 60 and I'm only 40, or whatever it is.
Give and take, teamwork, whatever. We're not on the same page sometimes or whatever. But I think it's a phase. So if you aren't coming out the other side, like if it's a busy period, like work's round for the next couple of weeks, so you just
communicating.
You're just gonna have to roll with me, kind of thing.
Communicating. We've had it before when we're so in and out, and literally we can feel each other getting stressed with each other, but it's because we're so busy and we're not seeing each other much. Yeah. And actually, we've had to
have
that minute of just I don't know, a cuddle in the kitchen and going. Yeah. No, we don't even have to say anything. Literally not even saying anything. Just literally a cuddle and like, right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's go.
But I think, like you say, when you know it's a period of time, like it's a busy period at work, or kids are sick and we're just not sleeping, but it's like when you get through what you think the problem is and it continues, then it's not a phase anymore. Then your relationship's changed. Yeah. But I thought about this the other day, actually, and I even messaged Liam. I think it was Friday, because he had to drop me to the hairdressers before taking the boys to the school. Then he went to my dad's house to help sort him like with like building stuff.
Yeah.
Then he had to rush back from like 20 minutes, half an hour away to pick me up from the hairdressers. No, I walked to my eyebrow, luckily, because it's down the road. Yeah. Pick me up from my eyebrow appointment to drive me 2 minutes up the road to drop me off so I could get changed and get ready to go out. To then go pick the boys up in 2 different places. But he didn't complain, didn't moan. Yeah. So I messaged him like, thanks for like wanting to do things for me. Yeah. And I think that's a big difference, because I think when you can drift apart, which can be a phase, like it's just coming back together. Yeah. Or, like it's not often that he has to drive around and do all those things for me all in one day. But just knowing that he likes to make me happy, or he likes to do things for me, and it's not an ag and it's not an ask and it's not
an
a favour.
expense or whatever else.
Yeah, like,
you know.
oh, for God's sake,
Yeah.
like, why did you have to do all this today?
Yeah.
You know, like, I never get that from him,
Yeah.
which is nice because that would really
Yeah.
piss me off.
No, I don't. I was the same with Mitch. He did the both school runs, bearing in mind they're a long way apart from each other in the morning. So he did both, not that he had to. So he did both runs because it's my day off. So we went
Yeah.
and did that. Then he went to work. Then he had to have he had to do something else. So I'm trying to think what in between. Then going again, doing the school runs. And then he had to go up to have my sister-in-law, his sister's children as well, because obviously we were all
all together.
he went and got them as well. And the same.
So he had 6 kids so you could go out.
Yeah. He didn't have them for long, but it was, again, we were just
Yeah.
all worked together to do it. And it was just, just there's no question of, the only question you got is, are you okay?
Yeah.
That's the only thing
That's
that
what I mean. That's nice. And I think that holds you together, but you've got to both be on the same page. And yeah, there's times where we're short with each other or, you know, if little things annoy us, whatever, that's just normal. But deep down, we never get heated to the point where we throw in each other's face anything that can't be taken back. Like we never go below the belt. I think you have to have that level of respect. I think as soon as you start having disrespect when you get heated, then it makes it so much harder to come back together.
Yeah, you don't forget those things.
Yeah.
But I think as well, just saying, what was the question in the end or whatever it was?
To walk away.
away.
Instead of fix.
That was it. I was obviously started with the job. Again, I think they're all very similar. I think the answers between the job, a partner, and
both
a friendship
sides of that
are
relationship.
is know your limit
Yeah.
and set your boundaries in terms
Yeah.
of when you get to that point. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of things that would happen before that for you to question.
Yeah.
To get to ask that question, a
Yeah.
lot must have happened before.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a lot's happened before
well,
that.
to cause you not to be happy, of course.
Yeah, but to ask that question.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When do you know,
Yeah.
whatever the question it was.
But I think you're right. You need the other person to be just as willing and just as in it to fix it, whether that's your friend, whether that's
and being
your
honest and
boss.
open about. So, like you say, if you're being honest about how you feel, and then nothing's changing, I'd think, what else do you want me to do? That's what I was like at work. What? I don't know what you want me. It just makes me not want to do anything. And now you're changing me as a person.
Yeah.
So, that could happen too. Do you know what I mean? And
people can lose yourself in
I
the
think they're all
relationship.
things that I think if you start to notice and they're getting more and more and there's no change and there's no effort and there's no respect and there's no listening, then
they're basic qualities, like to be listened, to be heard, and not to be, like you say, it can sometimes be how the other person takes it, because if you're not happy, that conversation can go a million different ways. But I think when you communicate and you come from a place of, and I learned this recently, when you come from a place of curiosity rather than defense, the conversations go so much faster. But this is something that makes me think of so many people in my life. People who lack accountability think that everything is an argument.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get this wrong.
Oh, yeah, it's good for you.
I know, but it's there's two, and I'm going to get them muddled up. People that lack accountability and people that can't communicate. People that can't communicate think that everything is an attack, and people that lack accountability think everything is. No, I'm getting this wrong around. Damn it.
She'll have to come back to you on that.
I'll have to come back. But yeah, basically, people that aren't very accountable for their actions, when you try to talk to someone like that, they get very defensive. And they think everything's a personal attack when actually, no, I'm just trying to give you some feedback or trying to have a conversation.
People who see the world very black and white.
Yeah. And that was it. People think everything's an attack. And the other one think that everything's an argument. If you can't communicate, they think everything's an argument. I'm not here to argue. I'm trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
But if you can't talk, if you're not a good communicator, then you just think it's an argument. So yeah, they're the two people that are quite hard to have these kind of conversations with. People that lack accountability and people that can't communicate. Yeah. Which is a lot of people, because it's not something you're taught growing up. So this is definitely massive, major skills that we have to teach our kids. Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than an adult that you're trying to have an adult conversation with that cannot have an adult conversation back.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot with work.
It's hard.
And probably a lot in relationships. I've had conversations with girlfriends through the years.
Well, if
and
you
I'm
think
like,
you work
God, he's a man-child. Like,
what I'm trying to say.
grow
That
up.
you see these people at work, and these people are gonna have to go home surely to someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you know, like it happens. It does happen. But that I think first of all, if you're asking the question,
Yeah.
that's a big sign.
Yeah.
First of all,
But I think, like you say, you have to both be willing to work on it. But sometimes I think you just have to do as much as you think you can in that situation to push for change. But it's a two-way street. You cannot make a situation when it comes to relationships, work relationships, personal relationships. You can't change a relationship by yourself.
No.
You can improve one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is you that's maybe causing things. So you
Yeah.
can try your best, but like you say, you
But
have
if
to be
you've
very
spoke to
clear.
if you spoke to the person, whether it's at work, your friend, or in a relationship, and spoke about why you're not feeling happy or whatever the reason is in that situation, and they haven't said anything back about how you're working or how you are as a friend or how you are as a partner, then you're putting what else are you meant to do? Like, not that you're perfect, but like. So in that sense, I would feel like, so then then there's not much to change if that's the case for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where it comes with communication.
Yeah.
It gives that opening of maybe the employer wanted to say, well, actually, this is why.
And it's true because my relationship's not perfect, but we don't get deep and have those deep conversations. I never sit down and go, so, you happy with our relationship? Are you happy with this, with that, with what we've got? Like, we never talk about that.
I wouldn't, but I'd know.
I'd like to think if he wasn't happy, he'd bring up the conversation.
Just body language. So it's the body language that I would pick up on. And if he still says, oh, he's okay.
Well, that's the same as women, isn't it? I'm fine.
Yeah. Then I'd take a moment, because sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes it's annoying when someone keeps asking you something and you say, I'm fine.
When it could even not be them. Like, I know it's me. Just give me a bit of time to go over
So Mitch knows, obviously, when I'm the due on bit, because then he knows that's just how I am.
Yeah.
So I have to, that's quite clear. You know what I mean? And if he makes it clear to me that, I don't know, actually, I'm just one of them moods today. Don't know actually know why, I'm just one of them moods. Do you know what I mean? Then fine, I'll leave you alone. But if you keep going, like that sort of thing, I feel like I need to get to the bottom of it, because it's just going to affect everything. Do you know what I mean?
And sometimes I never used to be very good at talking. And like at the beginning of our relationship, it would sometimes take him to ask me 7 times before I'd finally let it out.
And then when you do let it out, whatever it is,
it's so much better.
It makes you feel better. Because you let it out and you've spoken. Exactly.
And sometimes by the time you actually get it out, it's not even as bad, or like you built it up in your head and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely better, and I totally agree. Communicate way before it erupts into something it doesn't need to be.
But then going on that, when you communicate, that's, you can do, like I say, you can do all these things. But that question of knowing the end is, for me, was like, right, I'm doing all these things, but I'm not getting anything back. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm pressing the button. Computer says no. It's like a bit like that. Because I don't
initiate the robot. He's not moving.
A little bit like that, because it's like, okay, so I'm doing all the things of the checklist that I'm supposed to, in a way.
Yeah.
All the things I should be doing to making these things better. Yeah. And it's not. So
that's why I said, I think you need to also get to a point where I'm willing to do this to make things better. But if nothing comes back and nothing changes, because I think a lot of people have the words. Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't realise you felt like that. I'm going to be a better friend. I'm going to take that in mind. Some people have the words, but nothing changes. So I think, giving people that chance.
Yeah, the chance, that time.
You need to also, like you said, I think we both kind of said, when it's time.
Yeah. Even
if you don't want to actually do the next step of ending something. And it's hard, because I know some people that have fully broken up. And, we all know that couple that breaks up, get back together, breaks up, get back together. And it's like, they'll be back together again soon or whatever. Don't take their breakup seriously. And it's just that kind of cycle. But there are people that have fully broke up, and I've seen it where they go years and then they get back together, and then it works. Yeah. So I guess I don't really know the answer for when it's okay to get back together.
If. It depends on the situation. You got to think every situation is different, whether it's for a work,
and there needs to be the
friend,
change, I guess,
or a partner.
What the reason why you break up in the first place?
That's what I'm saying. But I think the basic of that is knowing your limit and setting your boundaries in terms of all of that coming up to it, communicating and being honest and real, and then again setting the limit and boundary of, right, if there's no change, I deserve more.
Yeah.
I deserve a better friend, I
Yeah.
deserve a better workplace, and I deserve a better partner, whatever
Yeah.
that situation is. And I think that has to stand for all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think it's probably easier to say, like, without thinking about that person, without having all the emotional history that comes with it when I think about that person.
Like me, I was
If
there
I
for
was-
11 years.
If
12
I was
years.
telling my friend,
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good example.
take all the emotion away in the history, like, if I do this, this, and this, and then by this time, or if I don't see, then that is it. Like, I think it's probably easier to have it, like, whether you write it down or it's
Yeah.
just mentally in your
Yeah.
mind. This is my limit.
Yeah.
Without thinking of the emotional thing and everything.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what happens is you get to that point, but then you just change the goalposts
Yeah.
constantly because
There's an excuse.
there's excuses.
excuse.
You're mentally blackmailed, emotionally blackmailed.
But then it ended up becoming like addiction.
Yeah.
So
And it can be.
and it's not a good thing,
No.
you know. So then then I
Yeah.
think in the end it ends up changing you. This is what I mean.
And I think if there's more downs than ups, that's a good indication.
Yeah.
If the bad outweighs the good, and I think it should be very tilted. I think there should be a significant more amount of good than bad to be willing to put in the work to fix it.
Yeah.
And I think if you genuinely are better together, or you bring stuff to the table for each other, you bring the best out in each other, but you just have this one area or two things. But I think if you know deep down that that person brings out not the best side of you, and it's a constant hassle, and sometimes
or
even
like talking to a brick wall that you're not happy.
Yeah.
Then what else? You know what I
Then
mean?
there's no point.
That's what I got to in a way, and I was like, oh, do you know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm
Yeah.
worth more than this. I'm off. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think when I left a job from an environment I wasn't the happiest in, it just got to a point where, like I say, I couldn't compartmentalize it. It was coming into my personal life, and I was complaining and just not in a good headspace more often than I was in a good headspace.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was like, right, like I say, it's outweighing itself now.
What's my action? I'm gonna. What's the limit? I'm gonna.
It's been a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe even 2 years, and nothing's changing. I've tried to separate from it. I've tried to ignore it.
Mhm.
It's not improving. Like I say, yeah, I think you have to go through the motions.
You do.
You have to go through the journey and the process.
You've got to. It's not just going to be like
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay. I've made that decision. Now that's it.
Yeah.
Now you've got to go through that stage, and
Yeah.
trust me, that's hard too.
Yeah, it's all hard.
You know, it's always, but it's
Yeah.
you've got to know your worth and set your limit a million
Yeah.
percent. Yeah.
Yeah.
In whatever kind of the
Yeah.
end is of whatever it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I also think that leaning on people and speaking to people really helps. But I think you have to sit alone, think of it all, and make your decision for yourself. Because I think sometimes you can be not pushed into decisions, but you can be very swayed
By people's opinions.
when you're very vulnerable, when you're in when you're in a very unsure place
Yeah.
of what to do.
Yeah.
You can be very swayed
Yeah.
by people. You can have a conversation with one person and be like, yeah, right, I'm going to leave. I'm going to have my notice in, definitely.
Yeah.
And then you speak to someone else and you're like, oh,
Well,
now
actually,
you're making
but
me
yeah.
think of staying longer. Like, it's very hard, and you can very well be
You
swayed.
can hear people's opinions and that, but you've got to always think this is you and this is your life.
Yeah.
This is no one else's life.
Yeah.
I say the same about different family homes with children and everything. Everyone gets quick to kind of say things and that, but they can
Yeah.
have an opinion. That's
Yeah.
fine, really.
Yeah.
But it's your life. So whatever action you take, it's for you.
Yeah.
Not because, well, so-and-so said it sounded like a good idea.
Yeah. And you're the person that looks in the mirror every day. You're the person that lies on the pillow at night. You have to be content with the decisions that you make.
Yeah.
And a lot of unhappiness comes from living up to other
Yeah.
people's expectations and living other people's lives, or, you know, I should do this, this, and this.
Or I was going to say,
because-
or how they think it should be. No, just
yeah, or what
you've
you
gotta be
grew up
happy.
thinking or whatever. So, yeah, I think the only way to live authentically and have that kind of inner true happiness is when you listen to yourself.
Yeah.
And we spoke about this at the events that we did, like paying attention to your gut and leaning more towards things that give you energy and bring
Good energy.
happiness and excitement out of you. Lean more towards those things and just be aware of what drains you.
Yeah. And avoid those
and
things.
try to avoid those and pay attention to how you feel.
Yeah.
Because that's a massive tell. We've all got that probably friend what that is like afterwards, like that was a drain.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, they want to meet up. Like, oh, this is, you're just not excited to do it.
Yeah.
Or
Then why?
colleague, or
Why are you
family
doing it?
member.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's work and it's a colleague. Oh, yeah, but I've been friends with them for 20 years. Oh, yeah, but it's a family member. It's like regardless, you have to pay attention to that.
I agree.
Let your gut lead you.
Yeah, that's
There's
good
a massive
advice.
connection between your gut and your brain. Like, I
That's
think
why
a lot of studies have
instinct,
really,
isn't it?
that's why they say trust your gut,
Yeah.
because it is massively linked.
Yeah.
And gut issues and all those problems, a lot of them are linked to your brain and stress.
No wonder I'm crazy.
Well, like you say, stress brings on things and stuff like
that's
that.
What
So
caused my thing.
yeah,
Definitely.
so yeah, pay attention.
Good question though.
It's hard because, like I say, I've got the work experience. I've gone through some things with friends. I've never, luckily, had the issues with a partner, but I think that's probably the hardest one, because when you
partner's
love
a hard
someone, I mean, even family members, I've gone through it with family members as well, and it's like, oh yeah, but they're family, and like you have to love them.
That's what I'm saying. Like even with the work,
But with
like,
partners, I think it's probably the hardest one,
Yeah, I
because when
suppose.
you really love someone,
if someone is in that situation, do you know what I mean? If someone's in a situation of, like you say, work, that is their life. Then that's a huge decision, just as huge.
But I think it's
as your partner in
it
life.
definitely is, and especially when you invest a lot of time in a
Depending
company
on
and a boss.
who you are, that's what I mean.
But I think it's probably easier to say, I can find this job somewhere else. Like, and it is still scary. Like, am I going to find this job somewhere else? But I think it's easier to picture yourself,
I suppose,
in a newer job. I think it's a lot harder to picture yourself with a person that you don't know.
Well, it's a human,
like,
isn't it? I suppose. Yeah.
I thought this was going to be my husband. I thought this was going to be my forever partner.
Yeah.
And now I can't picture who that person is when we're in our 60s walking down the road. So I think it's harder when that situation comes up with a partner. And I can see why people go back. And because even I've had conversations with people, oh, they said this and they promised this. Oh, yeah, maybe you should see the benefit in someone or give them a second chance. And I do kind of believe everyone deserves a second chance, because I do think people can learn from their mistakes. But I think people also show you their true colours.
Yeah.
So people should be given a chance. But if it's a repetitive thing,
then
it's
yeah. Quit while you're ahead.
Love yourselves, guys.
Yeah, definitely love yourself. Definitely that.
Well, hopefully that helped. I don't know if anyone's in those kind of situations, but I think it's good. That is pretty much a guarantee in life at some point.
It's some experience.
Whether work, friendships and relationships, our whole life is about connections with people, good and bad. And
the main thing this is all for is for happiness, remember?
Yes.
We go to work to earn money, for an easier life of happiness, to do these things that we do.
Yeah.
We have, everything's happy, to be happy. So if you're not happy, you know what I mean, then
you got one life.
Yeah.
And I think
YOLO.
I think a lot of us think we've got a lot of time, and
you never know.
But I think
and we all go through different things, but like you say, if it's a constant thing, then take action and do what's best.
I'm going to finish on a quote which I quite like.
Yes, Bill.
You're not a tree. You can move.
I didn't know where we were going with that one. And I was like,
it's quite, no, it's not one of these lovely philosophical ones. It's just something, I don't know if I heard it in a movie or someone said it on a podcast, but it's like, you're not a tree, you can move. Yeah. Like, in any of those situations, it's really hard to picture the other side, but you're not a tree, you can move. Bye, guys.
Adios.